A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Frederick Patterson. Hello. Welcome to the Manifesto on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimbaley. I am here to help you elevate your consciousness. Thank you so much for sharing time and space with me today. Thank you for all of those who you've invited, and thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. The God in me loves the God in you. This story today goes way back. We're going to get into it, but first, we're going to hear our Astro-Numerology forecast for today, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Monday, September the 2nd. It's Labor Day. The sun is in Virgo. It's a new moon in Virgo. It's an 8 universal month, a 9 universal week, a 1 universal day. With this being a new moon on Labor Day, it puts you in an exceptional time and place to do anything meaningful and worthy that you want to last for a while, whether it's beginning a business, starting a project, or any other attempt with the expectation of lasting results. You couldn't have picked a better day than this to get this party started. Astrologically and numerically speaking, today is considered prime time. If you happen to be a Leo, Aquarius, Aries, and those born on the 1st, 4th, 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, and 31st of the month. Once again, that is our Astro-Numerology forecast, courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can get the app so that you can have your forecast for every day at a star 8, ASTAR, the number 8.com. You can also get it on the App Store and at Google Play, and go to Linktree/numbers and you can also check out his other exclusive products and services, including the free monthly newsletter. You should get to know all of your prime days and cycles by getting your astronumerology forecast for the year, or get your personal numerology report so that you can know what your numerical frequency is. And you can also get a compatibility report so that you can know the frequency of the people that are in your life, those people that are closest to you. It can be family members, friends, it could be loved ones, your boss, your co-workers. This is a helpful tool to help you get to know these people and how you can deal with them on a daily basis. And if you want to get a little bit deeper into who you are, make sure that you book your Astro-Numerology consultation. You can get all of these things at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. And now it's story time. Hey, I have to go to the bathroom. That was only said a couple of times at 8 a.m. before it was followed by a loud screech that sounded like, Kimberly, I got to go to the bathroom. By that time, my feet hit the floor and rushed to the end of the hall as quickly and as quietly as I could to avoid waking anyone else and to make sure there were no accidents because it took a long time to help her shuffle down the end of the hall to the bathroom. Let me explain. You see, at age 10 or 11, I inherited something over the course of my school summer vacation. I inherited taking care of my great grand slash godmother, Julie. She was well beyond her 90s. My mom also cared for Julie when she was younger, and I happily stepped in to lighten the load. After all, Julie was one of the sweetest, kindest women I knew, but she stuck to routine though. Here's how our days went. 8 a.m. was her call for me every morning. She probably was up well before that, but didn't want to wake anyone. The first step was the bathroom, bath, and everything else. Next up, we slowly shuffled back to the room when I would prepare and help her take her medications. She'd sort through each pill and say, I don't think I need this one today. Give me the pink one, baby. I picked out a dress and always told her which one she would wear. I did her hair. At night, I would twist it up for her. And when I unraveled the twist the next day, it would be a nice, beautiful curly salt and pepper mix. She even tasked me to keep it trimmed for her. Right before I trimmed it, she would always say, Is it the new moon, baby? I then checked the farmer's almanac to be certain, and then she'd say, Go ahead, baby. When you want something to grow, follow the new moon. Our conversations were deep like that. I learned so much about her and from her. She went directly into prayer, praise, and worship mode after that. She first gave thanks by calling out a list of things. She said, Thank you, Lord, for waking me up this morning. Thank you for all the blessings you bestowed upon me. Thank you for good health and longevity. She'd even say thank you for Kimbaley. There was one thing, though, that she gave thanks to at the time that I didn't quite understand. She said in her deep southern dialect, Thank you, Lord, for clothing me in my right mind. After that, we sing a hymn together and listen to one of her Bible tapes. My question at that time was, how could Julie have so many things to be grateful for? The reason Julie needed so much help in the morning anyway was because she was blind. She had not always been blind. She became blind as a young adult. Seeing her being so grateful for so many things made me view the world in a different way. I see it a lot where people get bitter and complain about the pettiest of things. In my opinion, Julie could have felt bitter about life and the world, but instead she decided to be grateful for what she does have, life, and being in a balanced state of mind to be able to appreciate it. You know, one of the most powerful tools known to man is often taken for granted. According to metaphysics, there is one universal mind, and each individual mind is the expression of the one universal mind, which is also known as the God mind, Source, the Creator, or some simply know that energy as God. But the point is, we are all connected through this powerful source. Mind is one of the great gifts of life. It's how you use it or don't use it that makes all the difference in the world. One of the beautiful things about the mind is its ability to project. In order to project, it requires your interpretation of an experience. For example, how do you feel about the experience? What are you thinking about the experience? All of these things will create an interpretation which will be picked up by the subconscious mind, and it will be projected into your reality. So, this is important because life is all about perception, how you view the world, how you view the things around you. As I said, Julie could have very well been very bitter about what happened to her in her life, but that is not the interpretation that she had on the experience. Her interpretation is that she was in gratitude that things were not worse than what they were. I've always told people that have asked me the question about heaven or hell. Some people have wanted to know my opinion on it. And the answer that I normally give is that heaven and hell are states of mind. You can be living here and be living on hell on earth, or you can be living here and living in heaven on earth. The only difference is how you choose to perceive it. There's two quotes that I want to share with you. The first quote is by William James, and William James say, "If you change your mind, you can change your life." And the second quote is by far my favorite quote because it's my very own quote. "Life is not what you go through. Life is how you grow through it." The real reason for this message today is not to just introduce you to Julie. The real reason for this message is to empower you, especially if you're going through challenging times at the moment. I want you to know that you're challenged according to your faith, meaning that whatever challenge comes to you, you have the power and the ability to change that experience into something more positive. The mind is very powerful, therefore, you have to be careful of how you entertain it. So that means you have to get rid of the other monsters. The other monsters is that gang that hang together, shoulda, coulda, woulda, looking at the past and thinking about how you could have done things, how you would have done things, how you should have done things. But what I'm saying to you now that it's done. So stop wasting time on what you could have or should have do and start priming that subconscious pump to do something better. If you don't like the way your current circumstances are, at least you have this powerful tool called your mind to be able to change it and to be able to change what happens to you. And that's a Wayne Dyer quote. Oh, I'm quoting it up today. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, I'm just going to give you a couple of tips to help you out right here. And the one tip that I want to express to you is to be mindful of the information you're taking in from others, because so many times people will say, "Hey, you should do this, you should do that." And by the time people continue telling you what you should do, you're even more confused than you were in the first place. And the second tip is going to be the follow up to that. You got to sit down with yourself. You got to think about all of the things that your mind is taking in and projecting out into your reality. Once you become aware of it, because remember, we can't fix something if we're unaware that it's happening. Once you begin to study thyself, then you know what things need to be interpreted in another way and what things needs to be projected in order for you to align with your desires. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Frederick Patterson. There's another person that knew this to be true. That was Julie. I'm so grateful that she taught me too. And now I'm able to share it with you. No matter what you're going through in your life, just know that life is not what you go through, it's how you grow through. Your perception is what gives the interpretation of what your mind is projecting into your reality. If you don't like the things you see, you can change those things. When you change your mind, you change your life. Be careful of the intake. That means the people that you're listening to, taking counsel from. And also be careful of the interpretations you give the experiences in your life. There may be times in your life where you can look back and think about how you said to yourself during that time, boy, I don't know how I'm going to get through it. But guess what? You made it. You're here. And it's always going to happen for you. Just use the powerful tool that we've all been gifted with. Use the power of your mind. I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose.